But this is a theory. You don't understand it. You understand with an experience, direct, what you call as aparoksha anubhuti. See, when our hostel, we have taken care that you practice most of these. Yama, niyama are hostel discipline rules, I told. It comes in Patanjali Yoga Sutras. Yama and niyama. Yama are external discipline, niyama is internal discipline. When our Paravidya time, they asked me, please give us some discipline rules. I told, just follow yama, niyama. What are yama qualities? You know? If you follow, you'll know. Satyam, then ahimsa, asteya, aparigraha, brahmacharya. Tell truth, be non-violent, don't hoard things unnecessary, don't steal, don't hoard unnecessary, don't take away things which belong to others. Then brahmacharya, maintain yourself, maintain your sanctity, control your senses. Remember God all the time, brahmacharya. Then niyama, which is personal discipline, which are shaucha, cleanliness, santosha, contentment. You have done your best, whatever results come, you are happy with it. Then santosh, tapas. Tapas means that continuous, this adhyatma, what is a tattva jnana darshanam, continuously meditating, wanting to know the truth. It should be a burning, as if body is on fire. Like that you should always chase this idea of adhyatma. That is tapas, burning desire to know truth. Then, so adhyaya, how do we know the truth? Read good text, do your study, you have swadhyaya hour, you have mananam, you have paravidya, all these are swadhyaya. Then, Ishvara pranidhana. Ultimately, you can put your best efforts, but unless God's grace falls on you, you can't achieve. You can sow a seed, and water that, and plow the field. But if sun does not rise, there is no sunlight. That you can't control. No, you can control water, you can control soil, you can control the seed. Can you control the sun? Sun has to come. Like that, your clothes won't dry when sun doesn't come. So similarly, Ishvara pranidhana means complete surrender to the divine, without any conditions. Do this for me, then I'll do this for you. Not like that. Unconditional surrender is Ishwar Pranidhana. So these are our hostel rules, don't forget. This, even if you follow these rules, you'll end up with knowledge. Otherwise, you'll be ignorant. So, from here, I would go to the next shloka, which is about Jnanam is over. Now we have to know about Gyayam. Gyayam means the knower inside us. Who is that person? What does it look like? What are the properties? This is what I am going to talk about. Now, slowly is coming to the Gyayam. What is to be known? We have to know this is Kshetra, this is Kshetrajna. How do we know this? By developing this knowledge. Kshetra part we have learned, other part also we have to learn. So Jnanam Gyayam, Gyayam is the thing that needs to be known. So he says, Gyayam yat pravakshyami yad gyatva amrutam ashnute anadim matparam brahma na sat na asat taduchyate. Very complicated definition, but then it is the definition, what can you do about it? He says, what is to be known? Who is to be known? The knower inside us. Who is that who knows everything? What is that awareness? It is to be known. What is it like? He says, if you know that, you attain immortality. Some of you think, oh, immortality means I will never going to die. I will always be alive. Many people have tried that. Harita nimishat kalat sarvam. So that is not immortality. When we chant Mrityunjay mantra, we say, Mrityor mukshiya ma amrutat. Take us away from death, but not from immortality. What is death? Death is to the body only. Death is to the body, not to me. I am not the body. Chidananda Rupa I am. I am beyond Mrityu. I am beyond Jara, Marana, Vyadhi. So that idea of Amrutatvam, he attains it. Attains means what? He develops deep conviction in that thing. So much so that nobody can shake him. When Alexander asked one saint, come here, I want to know how can you sleep so peacefully when I have not slept for years. He says, I am not coming. If you want, you come here. He said, you come here, otherwise I will chop your head. Because he thought by force he can get anything. This rishi said, chop my head, good riddance, body will go. Alexander got a shock. How could you say like that? Body is everything, right, for them? He said, body is nothing. In India, body is only an instrument, a vehicle. I live beyond that. That was a new thing for Alexander. That, they say, changed the whole perspective of Alexander. And he went back. After that, he never continued his conquests. He went back and he told, put my hands outside my coffin when you are taking me on the last. He fell sick also and final procession. So that people know that though I have conquered half the world, I am going back empty-handed. So he wanted to, this transformation happened to him only in India by some sage who was so convinced about his Amrutatvam. This is the idea of Amrutatvam. Bodies go, I don't go. I am divine, I am stay eternally. So that is the Amrutatvam. He attains Amrutatvam. Who comes to know of this truth. And Anadim, what is that truth? It is beginningless. It means it is endless also. It was always there, it is there, it will continue to be there. Bodies come and go, that remains. Tattvamasi, remember? Tat, that remains. And Matparam Brahma, it is Under me means he is the Lord. Krishna here is talking about himself as the complete universal Lord, not as the body Krishna. He says that is called Brahma. Brahma means that is the name of that force, that power is called Brahma. Brahman we call, not the Prajapati Brahma who created the world. The Brahman part of Brahma is called that. Don't get confused. And how do we call it? Na sat, na asat taduchyate. If you say it is there, it's wrong definition. So is it not there? That is also wrong. Because anything which is there will cease to be there tomorrow. So this categorizing them as is or is not does not happen for Brahman. It was always there, it will continue to be there. It can't be divided in Desha, Kala, Paristhiti and other things like that. That's why our Taittiriya Upanishad says, no, those who have realized that Brahman, they call the Brahman as Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. That is the sweetest, shortest definition of Brahman. They said Brahman, that state is like Satyam. Brahma vida apnoti param tadesha bhukta Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. They called it a Satyam, truth. Truth means which doesn't change. Jnanam, it is completely aware. Remember, you know that now. What knows everything within us, that is the Jnanam. Then Anantam is infinite. There is no beginning and middle. Is everywhere, every place. So that is the definition they give. So this is what Krishna is saying, na sat, na asat. Same Keno Upanishad has very beautiful verses. Those who are interested in Upanishads can read Keno Upanishad. There also says, anyad eva tat viditad. Atho aviditad adhi. It is different from what we know. It is different from what we don't know. It is something else, the Rishi is saying. And what is the iti shushrum purvesham? This is what those who have experienced that they have told. I do not know how to tell you this. I can only tell you that you think, is it like, it is this? I can't say it is this. Is it not this? This is also I can't say. For example, you see the light. You say, is it electricity? Yes and no, correct? Because electricity is the reason why it is there. The light is coming, but light is not just electricity. So you say light is not electricity. Is electricity light? Electricity is also not light. But light is also there because of electricity. You understand my point? If somebody asks, is light electricity? He says, no. Light is different, electricity is different. Okay. Is electricity light? You are saying because of electricity only light is glowing. No, electricity is also not light. So what is electricity? It is neither light nor it is not the light. Because light is happening only because of it. Like that, this Atman is something which is everything, yet it is not any of these things. Last, some shloka Krishna had told in Vibhuti Yoga. I am that, I am not that. Both confusion. Rope is in the snake, snake is in the rope. Yet rope is not in the snake, snake is not in the rope. So Krishna says, it is not that which you know, it is not even that which you do not know. Because you know it wrongly, that's why I can't tell you this is how it is. So that is something that you have to be experienced. Yato vacho nivartante. Aprapya manasasa, mind, faculty of senses, these all can understand the worldly prakriti. It cannot understand the jnayam. It only knows itself. Nobody else knows. It only knows itself. That is the idea. So how do I know that? Become that. How do you know God? Become God. That is the only way to know. And how does it feel like you become, after you become God? Some of these good qualities will start manifesting in you. You start reflecting these qualities in your character. That is how you know you are getting closer to divinity. I always say how quickly you come back to your zero peaceful state, that is the true test of how closer you are getting to your divinity. Faster you get back to your samatva bhava, faster it means you are progressing towards divinity. Till that day when you don't shake at all, absolutely steady, that is the final stage. So how is this? The qualities of it, sarvatappani padam, tat sarvatoshi shiromukham, sarvata shrutiman loke sarvama vritya tishtati. Very beautiful shloka. Its hands and feet are everywhere. Just now you said it does not have feet, it does not have hand. It means in every hand, in every feet, that only exists. Then tat sarvatokshi shiromukham, its eyes and head are everywhere. It means in everyone, everybody, that is only is there. Sarvata shrutimat loke, in all direction its ears are. It's listening to everything. And Sarvama vritya tishtati. It has encompassed, embraced everything and it is staying that way. Now, how can this happen? Remember Vishwarupa Darshana Yoga, what did I tell you? It is not about one big, huge personality with thousands of hands and heads. It's about Arjuna seeing the presence of Krishna, that experience of Krishna in everybody who was there in the battlefield. Even far away galaxies, he's able to see Krishna's presence. How? Not as a physical Krishna, as an understanding that this all is the same one divinity. This is the idea here. That divinity is like everywhere, in everyone. How encouraging it is, Indian thought. You are divine. How encouraging it is. You just don't know that you are divine. Otherwise, you are divine as you are. How powerful is this thought? When BD Baba, they call it, in Bombay. He went to his guru first time. He used to sell BDs and all that in a Pantela. When he went to his guru just told him about Brahman and told, you are Brahman. Hold on to this thought, that's all he told. He sincerely, honestly trusted his guru. I am Brahman. And just by trusting, he realized Brahman. Didn't do any rituals or things like that. Because he had to run his shop, he has to run his family. Once in 2 weeks, he could go to his guru who was living far away from somewhere near Pune. And he was situated in Mumbai. But he would go every 2 weeks just to see the guru. Because he'll feel so happy. And the guru didn't tell him anything. He said, you are divine as you are, just believe. He said, but all BD selling and bidi smoking and my family, my children, my shop, am I still divine? He said, yes, you are divine. Trust me. He just trusted his guru. That one faith, belief and conviction in Guru's word. He realized he became Jivan Mukta. So this is the power of that force, that thought, that idea. And this is what Sahasra Shirasha, Purusha, Sahasra, Akshat, Sahasrapat, all this is told in Purusha Suktam also. One small example for children, what does it mean for you? God is everywhere, in everything, in every place. There is nothing which is empty of God. There is a story, one boy was told by the teacher, all students in the class were told by the teacher, take this banana and eat in a place where nobody is watching you. And everybody went, hid behind the tree, somebody hid in the bathroom, somebody hid under the table, but they finished their bananas nevertheless. One fellow came back, said, I couldn't eat my banana. Teacher said, what is the reason? Who was watching you? He said, God was watching me, because God is everywhere. Therefore, I could not eat my banana hiding from him. See, this is the idea. If we know God is watching you, if you know God is watching you at all times, at all places, how will you behave? You will behave accordingly. So that is how it is. Sarvata Panipa, never forget this shloka. How else it is? Beautiful definitions. Bahirantascha bhutanam acharam charamevacha sukshmatvad avijneyam durastam chantike chatat. It is inside, outside, everywhere. And it is in those which are moving and those which are not moving. So is it there in this furniture? Of course it is there. Is it there in the mic? Yes, it is there. It is in the wall? Yes, it is there. How we know? Prahlada's father asked, is he there in this pillar? Yes, he is there. He broke the pillar and came out. Narasimha Avatara. The idea is that God is everywhere. Even in the inanimate he is there. See, how can we be violent to God? Animate itself we should not do violence. Inanimate also. That's why we were very clear. Why do we do Bhumi Puja? When we do Bhumi Puja, we pray to Goddess Bhumi. Amma, we are going to dig you. We are going to make a hole. We are going to put pillars into you. We are going to trouble you in so many ways. There are many beings who have taken shelter in you. They are small insects and other microbes. They may all be disturbed. Please forgive us. We believe that Bhumi is alive. We believe rivers are our mother. Just now I told Ganga Yamuna. In inanimate also there is God. This idea comes again in many Upanishad. Tade jati, tanne jati, taddure, tadvantike, tadantarasya sarvasya, tadu sarvasya bhayataha. Isha Upanishad. It's inside, outside, everywhere. It is near, it is far. But why are we not able to see? Are we able to see electricity? Not able to see. Like that, this is Sukshma. This is very subtle concept it is. It is there. See, now in this room, everything we are able to see. What are we able to see? We are able to see all the objects which are in the room. We are able to see all the people who are sitting over here. How are we able to say? Because light is there, we are able to see. But are you able to see the light itself? We are not able to see the light. No, I am seeing bulb. But the light which illuminates this whole place is invisible. But in its presence, everything else becomes visible. Space, for that example. We are all sitting in a space, Premamurtam space. We can see the walls. But if I remove the wall, can we see the space? We can't see the space. Sun is shining. Because sunshine falls on the moon, we are able to see the moon. If moon is not there, it just passes through the space. It's a dark space. You can't see anything. So all this is illumined by the light, but the light itself is not visible. All this is in a space, but the space is not visible. Like that, this Atman is everywhere. This God is everywhere. Divinity is everywhere, but not visible. But can be experienced. How? Through its reflection in the world. All the beauty and variety in the world is God's reflection. All the good and nice things in the world are God's purest reflection. So that is how you know God exists. That this is the idea that it's inside, outside, everywhere, but difficult to know because it is Sukshma. And 17th shloka says, Avibhaktam cha bhuteshu vibhaktamiva chastitam. Though it is indivisible, yet it seems that it is divisible. It is divided. Like electricity is indivisible. But now in every bulb it looks like it has been divided. Every bulb has its own electricity. So though it is one, though it looks like many, it is only an illusion. It's not the truth. It appears so. So Bhuta Bhartra, it sustains everyone. Tadnyayam Grasishnu Pravavishnucha. It is the one which destroys, creates and sustains. All three functions it does. This power. Because of this power only creation happens, because this power sustenance happens, because of this power only everything becomes finally laya. It merges back into nothing. Space, you see. From space only came no air, water, earth, whatever. Then we came. After we live in space, everybody is living in this space. And then after we die, where do we go? We become one with the earth in the elements, and then we go back into the space. We disappear. So like the space is supporting everything. Like that's subtler than the space is divinity. Space is not sky, space is not air. Air comes after space. First there was space, then air. Science only recognizes 4 elements: air, water, earth and fire. But our scriptures recognize space as the basis, because in this everything else exists. This whole Premamatam hall exists in the space of this particular area. This area exists in the space of Chikbalapura. Chikbalapura exists in the space of India. India exists in the space of Earth. Earth exists in the space of the solar system. Solar system exists in the whole space of the Milky Way. Milky Way exists in the universe. Like that, it's a space which permeates everything. Inside the atom also there is space, and outside Anoraniyan, Mahatomayan. So that is why when we talk about God, because we cannot know how it is, the closest is space. Because from that first thing that emerged was space. So it is the closest in terms of its properties or qualities or explanation to God. So this is how it creates, sustains and destroys. Jyotisham api tadjyotihi tamasah paramachyate jnanam jnanam jnanagamyam hridi sarvasya vitishtitam. He says that is the jyoti of all jyotis, light of all lights, highest light. That is what chakshushta chakshu. What is the eye of the eye, mind of the mind, prana of the prana, that one. So it is highest illuminating thing. What illuminating thing means? When sun rises, we can see things. When sun is not there in dark, we can't see. So we say sun has illumined everything. Like that, this Atma within us, this ability to know things is known as illumination. Suppose my ears are, I am deaf. It means my ears are not illumined to hear sounds. I am blind. My eyes are not illumined to see the things. Doesn't mean things don't exist, they exist. I'm not able to see because somehow that faculty is not illumined by the power of the self. Whatever is the reason, our karma phala and all that. So likewise, this illumines everything, and like sun does not have a shadow, sun does not have a darkness of its own. Likewise, because it is self-illumined. Anything that is illumined by something else will form a shadow. Something which creates light, it can't have a shadow. So sun does not have a shadow. Like that, this is also beyond all tamas, all darkness. Vedahametam purusham mahantam adityavarnam tamasap parastat tameva vidvan amruta hibhati nanya panthayana vidyate. Purusha Suktam says. That is the ultimate, which is beyond all the darkness. It is the highest luminous thing. Luminous thing doesn't mean it's a big star. Sun is this big, is bigger than that. No. It is only the ability to let us become aware of everything. That ability is so powerful. It doesn't need anybody's support. It is self-supporting. And it is beyond all ignorance. Nobody can say it has some ignorance of something. It knows everything. That is why Jnanam Anantam. Then it is the Jnanam. This is the true knowledge you must know. That's what Krishna is saying. Physics, math, chemistry, botany, all these things are okay. But this is Paravidya. This is the knowledge you must know. If you have known everything and not this, you have known nothing. That's what it means. Jnayam. This is the one to be known. Jnana Gamyam. And all the efforts of knowledge should be directed toward this one and only goal. So should I stop learning physics, chemistry, mathematics and all those things? No. That is to sustain the Kshetra. But to know the Kshetrajna is the important part of the education. That is why we have added Paravidya so very emphatically in our system. It was there, but it was not very well being done. Now it's done with great intensity. Because I want every child by the time they graduate to at least have some understanding of this concept. See, this is our India's contribution to the world. This is our Rishi's contribution to the welfare of the world. This is the only way out. Nanya panta yana vidyate. I am so deeply convinced about this. No other way we can save the world. Only way is teach people how to realize their divinity, allow them, enable them to behave according to their divine nature. They will not harm anybody. Forget about a human being. They won't harm even a plant, not even a small insect. Why? Because they know everything is divine. And they will behave correctly. All these good qualities manifest. World will become a peaceful place. This is my way to Vishwashanti, not the other ways. But of course, people are sick, people are unhealthy. First, you have to give them food, health, so that they will listen to this concept. If I don't give them and they're hungry, they're sick, how will I teach them spirituality? Don't preach on an empty stomach, Swami Vivekananda said. So that is why also we have to look after your physical needs, safety, all those things. But beyond that, the bigger idea of this education is to teach you this knowledge. So this is the idea. Next shloka 19th. Iti kshetram tatha jnanam jneyam choktam samasatah madbhakta eta vijnaya madbhava yupapadyate. He says this is the knowledge of kshetram. Remember kshetram 24 aspects. Then jnanam for 20 aspects of jnanam, all the manifestation. Then jneyam, what is to be known? This is to be known. Which one? Which is inside, outside, everywhere, which is sustaining everything, which is what is bringing out things, which is what is swallowing everything back, which is everywhere, yet we can't point out and say it is here, it is not there. So this is the idea of that thing which has to be known. And that is Brahma, he says, Krishna. Anadi Brahma. Beginningless Brahma. That understanding we have to develop. Once we develop that, what happens to it? Amrutatva, we develop the sense of immortality. No fear will chase us. Nobody can bind us. Like that sage who could not be tortured by Alexander the Great. All others bowed in front of Alexander. Why? Out of fear of death. If you have conquered the fear of death, what is there left for you to fear? If you die, nothing else remains, right? So what is, if you know that you are not afraid of death, he can do anything. Such a person is the mightiest. Yama also says that such a person even Yama is afraid of. Because how can he go to such a person who is not afraid of Yama? Yama generally goes and scares people. But he welcomes Yama. Come Yama, have a cup of tea and after that you will leave. Like that. They are unafraid, fearless people. Abhayam. That is pure fearlessness comes only from this knowledge. That is why Krishna says develop this knowledge. And the one who develops this, he is my true bhakta, mad bhakta. Because he really, bhakta means what? He should follow what Bhagavan is telling. He truly follows what I have said. And etad vijnaya madbhava upapadyate. Once he knows this, he gets absorbed in madbhava, in my consciousness. Always he feels divine. Not a moment such a person will think I am anything less than divine. I am a wretched fellow, I am useless, I am no good. All these ideas only don't occur to that person. Because all the time is immersed in that divinity, is tanmaya, completely absorbed in that thought. Who knows this truth, that he is divine and all the other things are external manifestations of his own kshetra. But he is the kshetrajna, the one who knows. So prakritim purusham chaiva viddhaya anadi ubhavapi vikaranshcha gunanshchaiva viddhi prakriti sambhavan. He says prakriti and purusha. Two more things Arjuna had asked. Kshetra, kshetrajna. In that we have learnt about kshetra. Jnanam, jneyam. We have learnt about jnana and jneyam, what is to be known. Then Prakriti and Purusha he asked. Prakriti and Purusha is teaching now. So what is left to be learned after these two also? Kshetrajna. Okay. So you are awake. Now 20th shloka says that Prakriti and Purusha. Now there are two more concepts. So they say there are two things, Prakriti and Purusha. And what are these things? They are there from the beginning. They are always there. You are saying, but my body came and went. Yes, body went. But what made the body, that was always there. The ingredients were always there. They manifested this body. After this body disappears, again those ingredients will be there in avyakta form. Again one more body will form. So the material is always there, like gold is there. No, melt the gold, you make a bangle. After bangle is melted back, what happens? Bangle has disappeared, gold has not disappeared. Then gold can be cast into a chain. Now chain has appeared, bangle disappeared. But the one who has seen the entire process, the jeweler, he knows this bangle is only this chain. Why? Because both are made of the same gold. Likewise, what you were in your previous birth and what you are now, you are the same person. Just that your form, name, everything is looking different because you born to a new family, new parents. Similarly, this time when you leave, next time you may be born in another family. Your face, name, according to your genetic makeup, you look different. But within you, there is something which is not changing. That is what we have to focus on. So he says, Prakriti is that part that is changing. Purusha is that part which is within you, which is not changing. It is hanging there within you. Like bulbs are changing, electricity is not changing. Suppose some of the bulbs, let's say one of those bulbs has got fused, right? So I will call the electrician and say, hey, that bulb is fused, replace it. He'll replace the bulb. Then what happens? New bulb has come, again electricity starts flowing. New body comes, again we start living. So this is the Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam, Punarapi Janani, Jatare Shayanam. This Jatara and Jananam is Prakriti. The Punarapi part of it, how it happens is Purusha. It brings everything back. But those who are interested, please study about Stula Sharira, Sukshma Sharira and Karana Sharira. Stula Sharira is the physical body, that is the Prakriti. Sukshma Sharira is what you call as the subtle body, which is consisting of only your minds, your thoughts, your emotions, your memories. After you die also, these remains. And Prana which leaves the body and joins this. And finally the Karana Sharira, causal body. That is the avyakta where you exist, even beyond your mind. There is a map, memory map like thing. There is an impression map, which always is there. And again, when you come back in this world, on that only you develop. That's why some children are born singers. Some people are born footballers. Some people are born intelligent, better than computers. Child prodigies. How does it all happen? That is remaining there. That Purusha is carrying that load every time to bring you in the new body. So this is what happens. So Prakriti and Purusha are always like a pair. They are always together. Purusha means Pura means a place, and Shaya means the one who stays. So where he stays, this Purusha? In Prakriti. Which is Prakriti? This Kshetra, this whole body and mind. So Purusha stays. Where does electricity stay? In the bulb, in the wires. It doesn't stay external to it. It is inside. And that is what takes different colors and forms based on the change in the bulb. So this is the idea of they are there from the beginning, they are still there. Vikaranscha gunashchaiva vidhi prakriti sambhavan. But because of modifications, change of the bulb, change of the body, these are vikaras. You look different. They look different from each other, but they are always there with each other. Because of vikara changes, modifications in your body or in your mind, in your gunas. Now what are these gunas? Next chapter is going to describe in great detail, but there are 3 gunas basically. Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. Simple definition, Sattva means all that is divine, noble, good, peaceful, sweet, nice. Rajas, all that is full of passion, attachments, all the various emotions, they come under Rajas. Tamas, laziness, lethargy, inertia, indolence, that is Tamas. These are the 3 qualities. Tamas is very high during nights when we go to sleep or during a boring class. Tamas becomes very high, it takes over and puts us to sleep. Rajas, football ground, cricket ground or hostel corridors, look at the Rajas. And then Sattva, you come to meditate, pray, that time neither you are running nor you are sleeping, you are listening, you are learning. That is Sattva. So these 3 qualities only guide our entire life. So because of the changes in these qualities, we behave differently, true or not. When Tamas becomes more, you sleep off. When Rajas becomes more, you are super active, can't be controlled. When Satya becomes more, you are meditative, you live in solitude, you live in peace. So we behave differently whole day. Why? Because these qualities are changing. That is what he's saying. Vikaranshta gunashchaiva vidhi prakriti sambhavan. All the nature that we follow, our good boy, bad boy, helpful, not helpful, lazy, active, all these because of the gunas that are already inside us. So before the creation came into existence, the ingredients like gunas came into existence. And then based on the changes in differences gunas, different types of personalities were created. Devas were created with more of sattva. Manavas were created with more of rajas. And Daityas, Danavas were created with more of tamas. They all existed. And in each of them, a little bit of other portions are also there. So that is how the one who shows a lot of sattva qualities, we say is like Devaragiddanavaru. He is like a god. And somebody who does not show sattva and too much of tamas, what we call, who troubles everybody, avaru Rakshasru. We tell no, he is a demon. Why? Because of the qualities. So this is how Prakriti keeps changing, but Purusha remains the same. See, this is what you should not forget. Purusha is inside Prakriti. So 2 reasons why this happens. Karya karana kartritve hetu Prakriti uchyate. What is the role of Prakriti? Cause and effect. You sow a seed, you reap a harvest. Cause and effect. You do a good deed, and you'll get a good result. Do a bad deed, you'll get a bad result. This is the nature of Prakriti. So it is the reason why Karya and Karana, what happens and why it happens. So you are experiencing a lot of joy today because you have done something good today. Experiencing a lot of misery because you have done something bad today. And even if you have not done, maybe you have done sometime in some birth, which is what is reflecting now. This karma does not leave us. See, karma and punarjanma, these are the 2 solid fundamental principles of Sanatana Dharma. This is in Buddhism, this is in Jainism, this is in most of the religions, except a few religions of the world, everybody believes in karma at least, if not punarjanma. So this karma, cause and effect, that's why we go to hell and heaven, no? That is how they define. So this is Prakriti is nature. This is because of this Prakriti which is made of gunas. So what is Purusha's work? Purusha's is Sukha Dukkhanam Bhoktrutve Heturuchyate Purusham. The experience, what happens after you get a result, bad or good, happy or sad, this is experienced by the Jiva. See, body is not experiencing bad and good. The Jiva inside us which is making the body come alive, making the mind act and behave, that is the one which is witnessing and experiencing all these things within us. The Chetana, remember, 124 parts. So that is the aspect of Purusha in us. In our terms, it is called Jivatma. The Atma which has got captured inside that Jiva in the Prakriti is called Jivatma. The electricity which has got stuck inside that bulb is called the Jivatma. The total electricity is called Paramatma, Para. It is beyond the bulb. But what has got trapped into the bulb, that is called as Jivatma. So that part of God which is in you, which is making everything happen through you, that part is Purusha. And that part is the reason why you experience everything. If that leaves you, you will fall dead next moment. Nothing will remain. Once it leaves, nothing remains. Body will decay and decompose in half a day. Only that is present, Chetana is present, that's why we are able to experience everything. So that is the Purusha which is going through the Sukha, Dukkha, Bhoktrutva. It is the enjoyer or it is the experience of Sukha, Dukkha. So that is how we know whether I am happy or sad. Behind the mind it exists, it tells mind, you are happy now. It tells mind, you are sad now. How? Because it is the awareness. In Veda Pathashala is there. Two birds on the same tree. The lower bird is eating fruits, bitter and sweet, becomes happy and sad. And once it looks up and sees the upper bird, so peaceful and happy, it wants to become like that. Then slowly it climbs branch by branch and realizes that we are not two, we are one only. When I eat fruits, I behave like the lower bird. When I don't eat fruits, I behave like the upper bird. So in this body exists two, that's what they say. When you are Jivatma, you are enjoying the fruits of your actions. Sukha, Dukkha is coming. You are experiencing positive and negative emotions. Like the little bird which is eating the bitter and sweet fruits. But the moment you stop, you distance yourself from the mind and you become the upper bird, you realize you are Paramatma only. You are only that electricity flowing everywhere, not in the bulb alone. You are everywhere. So that idea is being told here that Purusham in the body is like the Jivatma, otherwise it is the Paramatma, the upper bird.